whatever we currently know now.
And we see our woman being at the top, you know, of everything, of civilization, of the household. Hotep family, this is Uncle Roo, and you're listening to the Palmcast, where black knowledge is power. I'm sitting here with my very good friend, Jaja, Mike Jaja from Believer's Paradise. We'll be touching on bases with the power of the black woman.
Yes.
Man, this is just a very spiritual brother. He's doing big things. He's a founder of Believer's Paradise. If you look at his outfit that he has on, he designs shirts, hats. He's a photographer, one of the best photographers I've ever seen. He has some good work. Very spiritual brother, and he's doing something for the community that's very powerful. And I'm gonna let him give him a chance to introduce himself and tell him a little bit about what he's doing. All right.
Beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike Jaja on your P.A.L.M if you want to get to know me a little closer. Now, and it's not what I'm pushing. I'm on divine destiny right now. And my goal, for the sake of having a goal, right, is to end depression, is to eradicate suicide, like, period. And I believe I'll get there. Will I ever achieve that on a global scale? That's my goal. I'm going to be a major individual who helps get through that process. When I was younger, I'm one of the happiest individuals you ever meet, full of energy, right? And back in 2014, I went through my first stage of depression. Never thought I would go through a situation like that. You hear about it, but until you go through it, you don't, it's like, man, it just happened to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like when I was young and we got robbed. You hear people getting robbed, but until your family goes through it, you realize anything can happen to you.
Right.
And so depression happened to me, and at that point in time, I knew, like, whatever I was doing in life, and that's a whole nother story. I don't want to take this whole segment on that. I realized that, something needs to change.
Right.
Something very needs to change. And that really started my spiritual journey of finding out who is Mike Jaja.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Who is that?
Man, no, that's what I really push. Know thyself,
Right.
and what your purpose is,
Right.
because everybody has their purpose and what they're doing right
Right.
now. All of us have our goals, and my goals with the Pan Afrikan Liberation Movement is to actually connect our people back to our heritage,
Right.
and from where we come from, and where civilization started, and where our great ancestors dwell. And where they started science and math and agriculture. Just back to the basic ways of life.
Right.
And to the
Right.
spiritual way of life that we lived. And those are my goals. So with Believer's Paradise and what you're trying to do, and you have a lot of footage that you're putting out on what you're doing. What are your goals? Do you expect to do Believer's Paradise and with your brand?
With my brand personally, and this is one thing I had to talk with a similar gentleman who I deem he's homeless, right? Kid's been through the Navy and everything. He's just on a different journey for God right now to almost do the same thing, really, liberate us. And we talked about the inferiority complex and the superiority, right? We're superior individuals. We got to understand that. And my main thing in talking with him, it's like we get this concept of, man, I just want to help one person and my life will be good. And I say that's crap, because if there's a billion people that need help, I'm going to go help all billion, because I can do that.
Right.
So this I don't want to chase money, but we go out for this job that's $60,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
You're still to pay bills. You're chasing money.
Right.
When what God has put for you, your potential, your energy, that thing that you're called to do can make millions. That thing you're called to do can make billions.
Right.
Because it's selfish for an individual like you and I to have the capability to do that, to say, oh, I don't want to make $1 billion. When you can help somebody else out.
Right.
You can send it to an organization like the P.A.L.M. Right. We can reach out and touch our community.
Right.
So I don't believe in this poverty complex. So my main goal, right? Before I die, I'm going to touch over 1 billion individuals' hearts. I'm going to wake up leaders. I'm going to make us stretch.
Right.
Because there's this thing called, for me, I want everybody who works with Believers Paradise to understand that, dude, there's another side of you.
Right.
There's another side of you that exists. Mm-hmm. It's your other self. It's that self that wants to make excuses that exist right now. Your other self, your divine spirit, does not believe in limitations.
Right.
It just
There's no limitations on that.
There's no limitations.
Man, that's some spiritual thing.
And so I want individuals to understand, like right here, I put everything as possible on the side.
Okay.
I put it upside down so I can read it.
Okay.
Right? Not for you to read it. So anybody that I need to read that.
Right.
Because nobody's going to tell me to be phenomenal.
Right.
Nobody's going to wake up and tell me to be phenomenal. Right?
Right.
Who am I? Because
you got to know that for yourself.
Right. We're living an external life. We're like, if you have the P.A.L.M. right now, at what point in time do we say, yo, P.A.L.M., this is the greatest podcast, this is the greatest show out right now.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing awareness to this cause.
Right.
Who are we waiting to validate us? Right? So everything we do is based on this external validation. Other than myself, I grew up with asthma. And so I was like breathing through a straw. That was my first encounter with knowing that I was going to die. The very first time. And they told me, dude, he's not going to do any extracurricular activities. He's not going to be above 4 feet tall. I run 14 miles a day. I had a heart problem. In high school, I had to start hooping. Doctor said, man, you may be running 1 mile, 2 miles. If I take external advice, what they say about me is this is my potential. But what God says about me is like, if you do this, because you can do this. And I'm going to show you can.
Right.
And so I don't need anybody to validate me. So Believers Paradise, it's about opportunities from within.
Right.
Because there may be an individual who is locked up. His resume doesn't look good.
Right.
But I can sit there and I can touch his soul. I can reach his soul. I know he wants to do something good. Come work for me. There's an individual who does not want to graduate. Right. That's not what they want to do. They really want to find their purpose. Okay, come here, because I'm going to help you find your purpose.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to help you find that.
I like that, man. And I like people and those leaders being fired up for our people and for our upbringing and for our uprise, because we are now in the uprise. We see everything going on today in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's an uprise, and it's a battle against us. Right. And we see that it's been an ongoing battle for 300, 400 plus years. So, we're now seeing our revolution now. In the 60s, they had theirs. In the 70s, they had theirs. Now we are having our revolution. And we need things like this, Believers Paradise, to show, hey, you still keep believing in yourself. Right. In yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because once you believe in yourself, and we know that the Creator is already in us. Right. You know what I'm saying? We can manifest. It's already. So once we manifest that, know that in ourselves, we can manifest anything in life, anything that we want to do.
So check this out. So you have this dialogue, and somebody asked me the other day. He said, man, for the black community, man, how do you deal with really? He asked me this question. He said, how do you deal with knowing that the odds are against us? Like, how do you manage everyday life? And I told him,
we've been doing it for so long.
I told him, look, I don't view the world like that, because once again, we're waiting on this external validation of, now the black community is doing good. We'll never get that. Yeah. If I don't say right now that, yo, we're doing phenomenal, what are you talking about? Yeah. Because I know this guy starting this podcast. I know that woman starting this show. Yeah. I know this woman right now doing entrepreneurship summits. Oh, yeah. Right? And it's like, what are you talking about?
It's somebody doing something.
It's everybody's doing everything right now. Yeah. Black folks are actually soaring right now. Yeah. And so the more we have this dialogue of, we're not doing good, what are you talking about? Yeah. So when we have that type of dialogue, whoever that is right now, you're the individual keeping us down. Right. We're being successful. Right. We are successful right now, and there's nothing that can stop us. Oh, yeah. So we're not losing. We're not inferior. what are you talking about? And so I get fired up when folks say that, because we're not in the slave days no more. This is 2017.
Yeah.
We've never had the opportunities that we have right now.
Yeah.
We've never. So we're not in this slave mentality. The white man nobody has me.
Right.
Nobody has you.
Right.
Because you can do this every single day.
Yeah.
She's over there, she can beast mode every single day, and she's been doing it.
Yeah.
Y'all are starting this thing right now. What is this? So it's like, okay, they're praying to graduate. So they know that there's a certain thing that they've already graduated. That, just to have that thought, you've already graduated. And there's a certain dimension where you've already graduated. Right. So now you're getting into this mode of figuring out how you did that. So what do? You're probably studying more, okay? You're probably going out less. Right. So you get to the point in where you finally graduate. You get to that point, and ask yourself this. Before you got to that point, you were already successful. You already made the moves. There's a certain goal that you have for this channel. Right? You're going to get there. So this is the process. You're already successful. All right. So when we start talking about, man, when we get there, when black people start doing this,
you gotta speak it into existence. That's it. You gotta speak it into existence, because the creator and everything that we're doing right now, we're creating. And once we know the creator is already in us, we can put things like this together. You know what I'm saying? And we can uprise. Right. And I love that, man. But last week's show. Talk about it. Last week's show was an amazing show. Shout out to Mickey Woods Jr. Shout out to Eddie Wolf. Artist. Oh yeah, great artist. Very lyrical brother. Shout out to Eddie Wolf. Eddie Wolf is a very passionate brother. He got a organization called Increase the Peace. Right. Yeah, so we probably need to link up with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But shout out to y'all. But the topic was the image of the black man. Right. And we talked about issues with the black man, like the social issues, like economic issues, and we talked about health. Okay. Of the black man. And of the black woman. You know what I'm saying? The importance and what's her on our rise to freedom, what's her, her power, like her importance in this rise to getting our freedom. Because right now we're fighting for freedom still. I mean, we had our great leaders like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, the architect of the Pan Afrikan movement, Marcus Garvey. We had a lot of more teachers, right. And we had our black women that we don't talk about, like Rosa Parks, as much as we should, as much as we should be. And so what is the importance of our women, not just our men, because we know that our men are important as just like our women. Right. I mean, as in the women, it birth civilization. If it wasn't for the woman, we wouldn't have civilization today. Period. So the importance of the black woman in our freedom. What is that? Like, how is important is she in our getting our freedom? So what you think?
The black woman is so powerful. And my thoughts on the black woman is very straightforward. For me, it's not like 10,000 different answers. It's really about the black woman knowing herself, right? Knowing how powerful she is, how strong and divine she is. Right. The fact that, like you said, civilization. Yes. What do you mean?
Without the black woman, we wouldn't be where we at right now. And right. this key that I hold in my hand, represents the woman at the top, being at the top, the womb, showing that all life comes from the womb. All life comes from the womb. And then the bottom represents the phallus symbol, the male. Both of us together create life. And we keep regenerating life, every day. And we see our woman being at the top, of everything, of civilization, of the household, because the male is there to protect the household, not to be head of the household, because if you see today, if you have the man and the woman there, you'll most likely see the woman taking care of the house, right. Making sure the kids is well fed. You know what I'm saying? Even in the animal domain, even with a lion, with a lioness, the lioness is the one taking care of the cubs, and right. And the male is out there protecting the homeland. Right. So right. Even in the natural sense, in the animal domain, we can see that, that the woman is looked at as God,
Right.
or as the nurturer. Even in African culture, we see it. The way we based our lives off the great mother, Ma'at.
Right.
Ma'at. We got the 42 negative confessions. But this is how we saw ourselves as divinity. We saw her as the first guardian angel. That's
Right.
this is what they get that from. So
Right.
I mean, we looking at our woman as divine.
Right.
All the way back to the beginning of civilization, we looked at our woman as divine. We were all severed at our navel from our mother. So to show that we come from our mother, when you come out that womb, who you calling for?
Right.
You calling for that breast, for that milk, to feed you and nurture you. So I mean, that's
Low, food for your soul, food for your pockets if you need it. I can reach the roof, all I gotta do is think it. As telekinesis, Mickey be the king of the stanzas. I got what you need if you looking for the low. Realized I won't be your NBA cameras. Ever since I've been on niggas' head like a GoPro, we won't change, nigga. You can keep the dollars. Ever since a black man said more money, more problems. I've been drinking mines out of bottle. We won't change, nigga. Ever since a black man said more money, more problems. I've been drinking mines out